This morning, I convened a meeting of the National Energy Security Council to review the situation caused by Ukraine's blackmail. Ukraine is preventing cheap Russian crude oil from reaching Hungary via the friendship pipeline. This creates an energy security risk for Hungary. We have averted this danger and made the right decisions. Therefore, today Hungary faces no supply security threat and the country's continuous normal operation is ensured. At the same time, we have also decided on countermeasures. We have decided not to restart diesel deliveries from Hungary to Ukraine until we receive the oil shipments from Ukraine. We have decided to act cautiously regarding energy supply, where Ukraine depends on Hungary because Hungarians also live on the other side of the border. And our enemy is not the Ukrainian people, but bad Ukrainian policy. And finally, we have also made a decision regarding that war loan, a decision that had already been made in Brussels previously, but which has not yet been disbursed. Hungary's approval and consent are required for its disbursement, and we will refuse and halt this process. No war loan can go to Ukraine until the deliveries, specifically the oil deliveries to Hungary, are restarted. And finally, as Peter Szijjártó announced just minutes ago, we have also decided that as long as oil deliveries on the friendship pipeline do not resume, we will not support any sanctions policy. Consequently, we will also reject the 20th sanctions package proposed for decision. If oil deliveries resume, then normal conditions will be restored.
The Ukrainians have decided this week that they will not restart crude oil deliveries to Hungary. This is obvious political blackmail through which the Ukrainians, on the one hand, aim to establish a 1,000 forint gasoline price, and on the other, to cause a supply disruption in Hungary as the parliamentary election drew near. After all, everyone knows that the Ukrainians want to see a Ukraine-friendly government in Budapest. However, we successfully countered this attempt to create a disruption in supply. We released a portion of our strategic oil reserves and have already begun to acquire new supplies via maritime routes, which are now well on their way. We reached a decision this week concerning the fact that we are going to seize all diesel fuel deliveries into Ukraine, which previously constituted approximately 10% of their total imports. And we have decided to block the payment of the 90 billion euro war loan to Ukraine. And we also made it absolutely clear that as long as the Ukrainians do not restart oil deliveries towards Hungary, then we will block all EU decisions that are important for Ukraine. The 20th sanctions package was planned for adoption tomorrow at the Foreign Ministers' Council meeting. We are going to block this particular decision tomorrow. We will not give our approval for the adoption of the 20th sanctions package because we have previously made it absolutely clear that as long as the Ukrainians do not restart their oil deliveries towards Hungary, we will not allow any decisions that are important to them to be passed. So tomorrow at the Foreign Affairs Council meeting, Hungary will block the adoption of the 20th sanctions package. This stance will remain unchanged until the Ukrainians restart crude oil deliveries towards Hungary. Today, we also reviewed various questions concerning our electricity supply. Almost half of Ukraine's electricity imports actually originate from Hungary. However, we determined that in this particular matter we must proceed with exceptional caution, since on the other side of the border Hungarians also reside, and the cessation of electricity exports would primarily impact Transcarpathia. It would inflict unique problems, considerable challenges, and profound suffering upon those families who are living just beyond the border. Therefore, in this particular matter, we must proceed with the utmost caution. Our disagreement is not with the people who live in Ukraine, nor is it with the families living there. Our dispute is with the Ukrainian state, the Ukrainian government, and President Zelensky on this particular issue. We do not wish to cause any more suffering to the Ukrainian people. Therefore, we must proceed with extreme caution regarding the question of electricity. However, tomorrow there will be a foreign ministers' council meeting in Brussels. Up until now, the expectation was that the 20th sanctions package would be adopted at this meeting. Well, that won't be the case.
Times of India videos, your daily dose of India and the world. Global news, different views, and sharp analysis.
Pressure of expectation from your fans, your supporters.
That is often served as a backdrop for several Bollywood.
You're not a brute majority anymore. If you individually take out they right.
Making sense of global conflicts. Tracking the new emerging world order.
Strike on Israeli military bases.
A multi-pronged.
To stay out of harm's way as Israel started bombing targets across.
Understanding changing alliances in a polarized world. Tune into TOI videos for all this and more. Click on the bell icon to subscribe and never miss an update.